entertainment, insights. Don't take life too seriously. Welcome to Brainsky Unleashed. Hello and welcome everyone to Brainsky Unleashed. Today I have an extremely special guest, Dr. Dalal Akoury. Now, she has been helping me with some medical problems, and at the time of this recording, there should have also been a very personal podcast that I released involving this situation. And I thank you so much for joining. Dr. Dalal has a very different take on things. She does not view medicine in any way, shape, or form similar to what most of us view medicine. She does not view medicine and healthcare in the way that most general practitioners and our family doctors and our physicians assistants and LPNs and all of these people that we go to see. She sees things from a completely different holistic, and when I say holistic, I mean whole with a W, a whole body way of looking at it versus I'm going to just work on this because this is why you came to see me today. So Dr. Dalal, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining us.
What a pleasure to work with you this morning. I am very honored and blessed to be part of a massive voice amplification so we can touch hearts and touch many people so we can change lives, one person at a time, one life at a time, a patient's life at a time, a doctor's life at a time. Just, I feel like what you're doing right now is something that I commend very highly.
Oh, thank you so much. So let's just kind of dive right in, right? So you are not just simply a doctor that treats patients. Being a patient of yours now, thank you, by the way, for
I
accepting.
appreciate that
Um,
gratefully.
what's happening right now is you have a message that you are trying to get out. You are trying to affect people on a grand scale, not simply having an office where your patients come in and you treat your patients and then you go home. Yes, that is something that you do. We all agree. But instead, you need a big stage. You have a grand audience that you're trying to affect and get the message out. What is that message that everyone who's in the medical field needs to hear?
Well, I've been a doctor for over 40 something years. Of course, I portray anti aging and functional medicine beautifully. So, knowing that I've been a doctor for over 40 something years, that tells you that I'm not that young. But I have the desire to really, and the urgency to really learn, to share what I've learned over the years from the business aspect of medicine to the natural healing aspect of medicine, so I can really create generations of people who are more aware of what's happening. The body is more dynamic than anybody can imagine. The body has the power to really restore itself and heal. I am not just a healer. I am not just a medical doctor. I'm not just a naturopath. I am a person who is telling you if a tiny small cut happens in your body, every single part of your body is involved in that. It's a much bigger, it's much grand. And we have ignored this. And even when we work on functional medicine or natural medicine, we're still thinking the same way as Western medicine is thinking. We're still thinking at the same small scale and trying to make it fit. It does not fit. Personalized medicine is reality, customized medicine is real, and we need to be able to listen to patients. And that is not going to happen unless my voice is amplified, unless I help train people, patients, and providers, whether they're natural medicine doctor, and naturopath, or medical doctor, or DOs, understand that there is an interaction that is happening. There's an energy that we're exchanging across the miles. Right now, I am changing by just talking to you. My whole chemistry is not the same. My whole immune system is not the same. My whole hormonal background is not the same. By me being on your show right now, I am not the same person that was here a minute ago because every single thing in my body is changing to fit what we call the the choices I made. So the epigenetics of my epigenetics is the turning key to your genes. So by choosing to be on your podcast, I'm already changing everything in my body. And most people, all what they know want to know is, oh, I have a podcast. No, everything is changing about your podcast. Your smile needs a lot of muscles. Your tears needs muscles. Your energy, your mitochondria is working. Your cortisol, your adrenals are working. Everything is working during this composition. So if you look at a person as it's that simple, I'm coughing, this suppress the cough instead of looking deep enough to look where is the cough coming from. Is it a runny nose or is it post nasal drip? What is happening?
And that's it.
All
Is
right.
I think a lot of times people in the medical field go for symptom treatment, but they really don't go for the why behind it. Now, to be clear, I am honored the fact that I have been able to help you change your genes today, and you have helped me
You
change my
did.
genes today.
Yeah.
And may I
It's,
just say, I look damn good in my jeans today, and you just made me feel better about that. So thank you for that. Um,
well, what you did, you said something very beautiful, but I want to make sure that people understand. We don't change the genes, we change the expression of the genes. So all the genes are sleeping, all of them, until you wake them up with your choice. That's what we call epigenetics. So what more powerful than the genes is the choices on the epigenetics. So epigenetics is the choice I made to be with you on your podcast has turned on different genes that now are serving me to make different things in my body. That's it, just to clarify that.
so to be even more clear, we need to recommend more people to be on my podcast to help their genes. I'm just saying. Okay. So basically, your message is think the whole body. And now, when we talk about thinking the whole body and how everything is affected, right down to the cortisol, which affects the adrenaline, which affects the this and the that, and everything from a microbiological level is affected. Why aren't regular medical providers doing it? What is it that they're missing, and why aren't they doing this?
So there's two things that I want to just mention. First, I want to say something about you said we're looking at the whole body,
Yes.
which is W. It's way beyond that. We're looking at the connection between the spirit, the mind, and the body, because the spirit influences the mind, and the mind dictates everything to the body. So really, aligning spirit, mind, and body is key. Otherwise, things don't work. Second, why don't we practice what I just we're discussing right now? Is because we have been brainwashed unintentionally. Okay, the first year of medical school and the second year of medical school and maybe the third years of medical school, we study physiology, biology, genetics, embryology. We study everything great, but once we get to the pharmacology, we really forget everything else. And now we use pharmacology as this is, I'm coughing, this is a cough suppressant. I'm sneezing, this is a sneeze suppressant. This is everything you have is anti-inflammatory. You don't have anything to say, let's optimize inflammation. We don't say that. We have anti-inflammatory, antibiotics. So everything we teach people is in against what your body will do. So instead of seeing what your body can do and help the body to overcome everything, so they were brainwashed. We go to medical school, and the first 3 years we understand medicine. That's why I'm grateful to have been a medical doctor, okay, because I learned the basics of how the body works. I understand embryology. I understand genetics and I understand biology and I understand physiology. So all this is what functional medicine doctor really do. On top of that, the real good ones are are the ones who understand that the spirit, mind, body is aligned because every single thing is done through your brain.
So
Your brain is under the influence of this.
I'm going to stop you there for a minute because there are some that would say spirit is irrelevant. You're dealing with the body. Now, I personally am not that person. I do understand, and I kind of have that spirit, mind, body thing going on. But in some ways, that may be viewed as controversial. It may be viewed as crap. I know that there's plenty of practitioners out there that would look at you and say, uh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's just trying to, go in and, hawk garlic pills and, you know, or, oregano pills and, vitamin C and vitamin D and have a good day. So there's obviously a breakdown in what functional medicine does compared to where you're going. Why is it that what you do produces a better result? And I mean, I think I know the answer, but I want to hear it from you.
Well, ignoring the reality because we don't know it. Okay. We don't know. I'm Egyptian. Okay. So I'm not really going to talk like the pharaohs and say there is afterlife. If you want to believe there is afterlife, it's your choice. If you don't want to believe there is afterlife, it's your choice. But I do believe that right now we're across miles, but there is energy that is transmitted between me and you. If you want to say that the internet is not working, that's your choice. But internet is working. What is internet? Is waves that are happening across air, across water. There is a communication system that is related, all of us com, relates us together, connect us together, whether we accept it or not. There is a massive thing that is in common, and that what makes us one. Okay. Now, people who have, I have to tell you my experience. I'm a pediatric oncologist by training. I trained at Emory, I trained at St. Jude Hospital, and I took care of a lot of babies that are dying. And I saw that the children could not die until the parents give them permission. Explain that to me. Okay. Explain that to me when what is the first thing you come to this life with? A breath. We don't want to believe the Bible. We don't want to believe the Torah. We don't want to believe any religion. It's our choice. But what is the first thing we get is a breath. And when we're ready to go and there is no electricity in our body anymore, what is the last thing we give out?
The breath.
So, what is that? That's life. The breath is life. That's why when we talk about meditation, we work on restoring a pattern for breathing. Breathe in, life. Get rid of t- dangers and toxins out. So we live and die 13 times every minute. We live and we die. And the moment between when you stop with the breathing, like when I breathe in, I can't think. I can't even think. So I remove the clouds and I'm able to really restore the neural connections again. Okay. Now, if people don't want to believe that, it's fine. But, it's a controversy for thousands and thousands of years. But the truth is, there is energy, there is frequency, and I can feel people, they can feel me from a distance. If we have a receptors that is able to shake the internet and feel it, the internet reception, why can't you feel my energy? You do. You're feeling my energy. You've seen me speak on stages. Maybe people don't follow me in the beginning, but they never forget me
Oh no, you're
because
definitely unforgettable. I'll give you that.
I talk from heart to heart. And I know that I'm touching everybody's heart and they're touching mine too.
You had me in tears when you were up on that stage when I first saw you. It's a beautiful story.
Uh,
Um, so what's happening then in medicine today is, and I'm gonna kind of bring it back. Those who go to see a doctor do not get a doctor who understands the importance of just simply the life that comes with breath. They are strictly focused on what you have phrased as the brainwashing technique. All right. They have been, not deliberately, but they've gone, and this is what they're taught to do. How can you connect with them? Is there anything that you can say to if you were speaking to a crowd of general practitioners that came to see you speak today, and you knew that you could say something that would connect, possibly, to try and get them to wake up enough to see their patients differently and help their patients differently, what would it be?
I'll ask them, are you happy practicing what you wanted to practice? Do you feel controlled? Do you feel like you're serving your patients? Do you feel like you have enough freedom? Do you think you have financial freedom? Do you think that you really, what you spent years to accomplish, are you accomplishing this? Are you really helping your parents, your children, your significant others? Are you helping your patients? Are you able to sleep well at night? Are you angry? Do you have times where you feel like you want to take your life? Do you feel like you're desperate? Or do you feel very joyful and you're happy and you're accomplished? Do you think your patients are very happy with you? Do you understand? Uh, Are you able to travel as much as you want to? Are you able to talk to people when you want to? Are you able to spend enough time per patient so that you can make the right decisions? Do you think in 5 minutes you can make a decision that can mean life and death? Do you think having a cookbook recipe book will really change your life? Are your patients feeling better? Are your patients, do you see the patients over and over and over?
Wow.
I
I mean, just the fact that your your answer to my question went to the heart and the soul of the practitioner. It didn't go to the logical steps that one would take as a practitioner to the patient. You went to the heart and the soul of the practitioner to help them recognize how to see the problems in themselves and start working on themselves. That's powerful.
I want them to know that they have choices and they can make choices, and those choices may be hard, but they're still safe. If I could do it, if I could do it, I am that lady from Egypt who came. I spoke English in Egypt, of course. Maybe I have an accent. People think I do, but I came from Egypt. I left my kids, and I think I'm able to speak to masses right now. Maybe through my social media, through my connections, or through you, or through everybody's podcast. So if I can do it, why can't you? I can help you. I know how. I've been through all the challenges. I've been through not having. I've been through working in ER, and really, I in the beginning I thought I liked it. I worked in the ER for 30 almost years, but I did not. If could you pay me enough to go ER? You can't even give me $5 million a year to do ER. I would rather do nothing but do ER. Why? Because I'm not helping. I'm not helping myself. I'm not helping my patients. I come to a stage where it doesn't matter. I see that patient over and over. I'm not touching him. I'm not touching myself. I'm just, I am exhausted to see the same people over and over. And I'm exhausted to call them all drug seekers. I am. I don't like that. If people have pain, they really have pain. Does that mean I have to give them narcotics? No. But they really have pain. Where is the inflammation from? Can I help that inflammation? Can I tell them about diet? No, you can't. Why? Because it takes time, right? So I'm not helping anyone. So I go there, I get frustrated, patients get frustrated. I have preconceived idea about them, they have preconceived idea about me. life is not fun. It's more fun when I touch their heart, they touch my heart, I make a good living, I go home happy and comfortable, and my patients are satisfied instead of a complaint. So,
How can a doctor work in the ER then and still find happiness? Is that even doable?
you know, that's why we need to really help people triage themselves out of ER. Emergency means emergency, does not mean just everybody goes in there. So we need to really help people find natural doctors who really can teach how could you handle pain? How can you use the breathing to really control this? What food can help you restore instead of just having everyone go to the ER and wait hours and get infections and wait and the be everyone in the ER is stressed. Nurses are stressed, clerks are stressed. They see hundreds of people and it's chaos. Why don't we really make emergency room for emergencies? I have an appendicitis. I need to go to the ER. I have a heart thing. I go to the ER. I am bleeding to almost, I go to the ER. But I am having pain every day, abdominal pain, abdominal pain, abdominal pain, and I'm going to the ER, I'm going to the ER, I'm going to the ER. Okay. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars that are wasted, but I'm not getting better. And they think I'm a liar, right? But if I get these people to know, you know what? Here's how to calm your gut. You know, you need to have regular bowel movements a day. Most people get insulted if you tell them you're constipated. They really are. And constipation is a disease. It's not something okay. It's not like it's on your mind. Oh, I'm just constipated. No, that's what's causing everything. It's causing the microbiome to be off. It's causing you to get leaky gut syndrome. It's causing you not to have enough water. It's causing you to be angry because all the toxins is is pushed and circulating to the brain. So when you teach people respectfully that constipation is not crazy, it's not just, oh, you just constipated. No, you are.
I am
Because
proud to
it's a
say that
big
I am
issue.
generally never constipated. Thank you.
Well, congratulations. But
That is one thing
some
I
people
generally never have to
are.
worry about.
Some people are. I'm just saying education and really make an emergency for emergencies. So you don't really take it for granted.
So,
And it's not just a job.
for someone like yourself who spent 30 years working in the ER, really grinding it out, seeing patients, the same patients over and over again, as you've said, suffering from the stress, dealing with all of that, taking all that upon yourself, unable to heal them, you then also got into pediatric oncology. I mean, this is now, you're dealing with cancer, children with cancer. That's a very hard thing. How do you not let that destroy you? How successful have you been with trying to treat people with cancer versus conventional? Let me throw some chemo at you and radiate you until you're glowing. I mean, how do you do it differently? How do you look at cancer differently, and are able to help people with cancer differently and have better outcomes?
Okay, so let me tell you the difference. Number one, I respect all my oncology friends. Okay, I am a Western medicine trained doctor, so I am an MD. Okay, I am like each and every one of the nurses, RNs, everybody who's trained in our allopathic medicine programs. I am one of them. Okay, so I cannot blame any of them. I love them, I respect them, I highly respect them. Now, let's talk about what my approach versus a Western medicine or allopathic medicine approach. Okay, let's take example of mold in the house and let's take example of weeds in the yard. If you have mold, if you have mold, and if I tell you I am going to get the most powerful chemicals on the planet, I will destroy all that mold. and you can live again. And so I destroy it with the chemicals. I destroy it with the cut, which is surgery. I would just remove that um, wall and put another wall. And then I said, you are never, ever, ever going to have to suffer with mold again. What is going to happen within a month? You're going to have mold again. Okay. Now, what is the chemicals? Is chemo, right? Or antibiotic, right? I wipe the whole room and I put a coat of paint. It's not doing anything. I have to change the microenvironment where mold grows and make it very hard for mold to grow again. I put more sunshine in there, vitamin D, like just example,
Mhm.
and I just put oxygen in there and I remove moisture. Done, right? Along with minimal uses of chemicals, minimal uses of this. So I work on the host, which is the microenvironment, the house, and I work on the person, the individual. So I help the mold, get the mold out, which is removing the cancer, by improving the microenvironment because now there's no food for the mold. If you have food for the mold, do you think mold is going to go away?
Of course not. I mean,
Remove
it's
it.
just going to expand. The
It's
mold,
going to
the
come back.
mold will metastasize. Ah.
Okay. All right. So same with weeds. If I come and tell you I'm going to get all the chemicals on the planet and kill all the weeds, I am working only on the weeds or the mold.
You're going to kill the
In
grass
order
too.
for me, huh?
You kill all the grass too.
And I kill the good and the bad,
Yeah.
right? But I am solving a problem now. So how to solve a problem is improve the quality of the yard, of the land, improve the oxygenate the land, till it, remove it, help it, and give it energy. All right. So the body, I work on the body. I work on the meditation, which is the mind and the spirit. And if people don't want to listen to spirit, it's fine. Okay. But I will tell them I respect their religion or their faith. That's not my place. I don't have anything to do with this. All what I do is I want them to connect with their inner self, connect with the higher self, and then work on restoring the immune system, help the mitochondria to work better. So I'm working on enhancing the body while I'm weakening the cancer. So I go up and the cancer go down and then I take over. The body takes over. All right. That's exactly what I would do for mold. That's exactly what I do for. So if you would think that cut is done, that's not. So you need to restore the whole in order for, you need to have the right microbiome. You need to have the right mitochondria. You need to have the acidity correct. So you work on all that, not just, that's my approach. And some people may not like my approach. Some people may think it's off the wall. But right now, my chemistry is changing by making a choice to be on this podcast.
Right. So if that's the case, and
That is the
you're
case.
going for
That is the case.
being that is the case, right? Um, you are treating the soil. You have enriched the soil. Okay, the body. What is your success rate compared to conventional?
Okay, I am not. See, I want to be as honest as I can be, but I cannot be honest enough to cause myself problems. The outcome that I have compared to, and I want to publish this. Dr. Rodney asked me to do this. He saw everything I do. He saw my pictures. He said, Dalal, you got to publish this before you die. Okay.
Please
I
do.
got to publish. Huh?
Please do. Come on.
I want
Pick up the
people to
pace, will
help
you?
me. I don't have enough time. I mean, I am managing the clinic. That's why I'm taking away myself from clinics anymore. And I'm focusing on training, educating, and publishing. Okay. So People, I've had several patients who were told, and I have oncologists who would concur with that. They were sent to me because they were not even sent. They were told, go home and die. Some of these people wanted to go to Mexico or Spain or Germany. And somehow they stumbled on my clinic because I do integrative cancer, integrative medicine in general. So some people stumbled on this, they came. So we worked on making them feel good so we get their adrenals correct. Then we worked on their mitochondria. Then we work on detoxifying their body while I am weakening the cancer. Okay, so the ones um, who were supposed to be gone, and I have all those, December, they go see the doctor in December. He said, take them home. And then now lived 7 or 8 years after that. That's a lot of
That's
years.
a lot. That's a lot of extra life just by
Uh,
changing
and they
the way
were
you live.
not, they were afraid not to see the grandbabies, and they saw their grandbabies. Now, how important is, I never said cure. I never said I will make you better. I mean, all what I can said, I'm going to give you every bit of everything I can so I can get you better. Now, I also learned through the whole process, and I want to teach doctors. In the beginning, because I am trained not to be a businesswoman, even though I am an entrepreneur in my mind and my heart. I was born that way. I came from a family that way. I was want to give it all free, but then I would bankrupt. Don't want to help anybody. So I really, and then insurance won't allow it. So we tell people the truth. Listen, insurance don't pay for it. We can give you all the codes you need and you can apply. Now, it's not inexpensive, but it's definitely less expensive than going to medical treatments. And so we tell them the truth. If you go to Mexico, 3 weeks is $42,000. We are $42,000 probably for 4 or 5 weeks. So, but you're not having to travel, you're not having to go away, you're not having to speak a different language. You know, you go to Spain, same thing, Germany. But why would we? That's why I want to say, why don't we really have Trump back in? People have the word right to try. After Trump is gone, the right to try does not even, we can't even use it. So right now, I am going to say, it's not that I love Trump. I love him because he's given people a chance. He's given them a choice. You have a choice. You have a choice to go with a crazy doctor like me if you think I'm crazy. But people will pay for you to come here. I will not take insurance ever, and I would never recommend a doctor who does what I do take insurance. You give people the paperwork, the CPC, all the codes, and they build their insurance. We can help them with ways to fund the treatment. But no,
And this is
don't take
this is this
insurance,
is a
doctor.
way for a doctor to practice medicine and be profitable and sleep at night. And this really sets up a win-win scenario for the doctor and the patient. And I think a lot of people lose sight of that. Too many patients out there get so fixated on but my insurance. And I mean, insurance is important. You can't live without insurance because you need it. But I think too many people just get so focused on the but my insurance that then the doctors who only accept insurance literally kill themselves all day, every day by seeing 16 to 20 patients a day, spending
No, no, more
no
than
time
that.
with
20 to 30 patients a
20 to
day.
30, 20 to 30 patients a day,
Right.
spending no time with any of them, unable to actually provide actual true healing. The patients lose. The insurance doesn't actually win either. Nobody wins in this particular situation. Whereas what you were suggesting from a business standpoint, from a
It's
patient
it,
standpoint, is
it's
a
really
win
not
across
just
the board.
it's not really just a business. It's not that the doctor is going to go home with more money.
No, but the
He's
doctor
going to
can afford
have
to operate and help and be happier.
Right. So that more money helps him to employ more
Right.
people, helps him to help more people, help him to really stay open so he can help more people. But right now, when you are If your health is not your wealth, why do you have to buy a Tesla if you cannot look better and feel better? Why how would you feel if you were almost 70 like I am and still practicing with this? Look at my face. There's no Botox, there's nothing on this. I am honestly close to 70. I was born 1954. You know, I would be 70 in June. Okay? I can't deny that. But am I going to be able to work for longer? Yes. If I chose to, I can choose to stay home and then everything dies. My mitochondria stops working, my cortisol goes down, and then I go down. That's you come from the earth and you go back to the earth. So it's easy. I can go down again. But by my choices, I am here. By my choices, I'm here to serve you. So I invested in me. I invest in me. You know, if I cannot invest in me, I can't ask you to invest in yourself. If you don't invest in yourself, I can't. If you think I mean, I love Tesla. I love all that. But if your Tesla is more important than your health, that's your choice.
Well, that
You're
Tesla
going
is
to
not
go
going to
this
that,
way.
that Tesla will not keep you out of the ground.
It cannot keep you out of the ground. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Tesla or it's a business or it's
Even you can't keep someone out of the ground forever, but you could certainly
nobody
keep them above ground a lot longer
with quality.
with quality.
The main thing is quality.
Yes,
It's not living longer vegetables. It's not fair to do that either.
it's
I mean,
living better.
better.
Well, listen,
Hopefully, better quality.
we have unfortunately been running out of time at this point, so we do have to cut it short. And I would actually love to have you back and really kind of get into some of the nitty gritty about better care for what patients can be doing for ourselves. But I think this is very helpful, and really, I think that if any doctors out there can answer the questions that Dr. Dalal asked you and come up with answers where it's not rainbows and lollipops, then maybe you do take the opportunity to reach out to Dr. Dalal and learn how you can live a better lifestyle. Learn how you can serve patients in a way that is far greater than what you're currently doing, because what you're doing probably isn't working for you or them. So, Dr. Dalal, how do people find you? How do doctors find you so they can seek you out and learn more about what you do and how they can live better?
Well, they can call Dr. There is a website called drdalaLakoury.com. There is also awaremed.com. There's also my phone number, 423-529-3591.
All right, so Dr. Dalal, thank you again so much for joining the program. I really appreciate it. Um, you ask some really hard questions of people, and I hope that they're listening, and I hope that they can understand that it doesn't have to be the way it is from both a patient standpoint and a physician standpoint, because you have found a way to get the best of both worlds. Thank you again so much for joining.